Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Today's broadcast is all about the full moon in Pisces that we are having tomorrow, except it's from the lens of human design. So I'm going to show you the human design transit chart for this full moon in Pisces, and we're going to talk about what it represents, what it means, and how it may be affecting us in our own personal lives. So I always recommend that you have your human design chart with you so you can compare the energies between the transit and your own chart to see if some centers get defined that normally aren't defined, or specific energy gets activated or strengthened in your chart that you already have, but it just highlights and enhances or magnifies the energy because of it is a full moon. So full moon will magnify in general, but it's going to be in a very specific area in your chart. And I think you guys are going to enjoy what we're going to talk about today. Let me say hi to everybody that's here. Hello, Raven. Welcome in. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Jeanette and Jill. Erica, how are you doing? Good to see you here. Hello, Maria, and hello, Ping. So excited to see everyone. And if you're here and you have not said hi in the chat, please say hi so I can say hi back. Before we dive into the topic of the human design chart of the Pisces full moon, I do want to invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you make sure that you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Also, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and that you share it out on social media. That's how we spread the word, and that's how we grow this beautiful community. And speaking of community, the energy of this moon is very much a community-oriented energy. Hello, Lisa. Welcome in. But I have something really exciting to share with you. So most of you guys know that I and Jason from Ray of Light Tarot are hosting a tarot masterclass, which is a 9-week course where we are going to dive into everything tarot, major arcana, minor arcana, the history of the tarot, the symbolism of the tarot, the meaning of all of the cards, card spreads, intuition, how to be the oracle, basically how to channel the messages and how to strengthen your own intuition. And I've been taking a deep dive into everything tarot because I always over prepare for everything. But this has been a really powerful journey for me. And I've discovered some amazing things that I actually didn't know fully before I decided I was going to teach tarot. So this deep dive has made me realize that the tarot is a direct tool to learn Hermetic alchemy. It's also a direct tool to learn astrology, to learn ancient Egyptian, ancient Atlantean symbolism, and everything that has to do with the occult. Now, we knew that, and I knew that already, but I didn't realize how obvious the readings or the teachings are within each of the cards and how detailed of the messages are through each of the cards, especially through the major arcana. And so yesterday I gave you a little sneak peek of what I'm going to be bringing to the class, which is the Hermetic alchemy wisdom, the symbols, the ancient symbols of Egypt and Atlantis, and the astrology aspect of it. And today I want to do another little sneak peek for those of you that are thinking about it, wondering if it's something that you want to do. Maybe you are a tarot reader that's been reading the cards for a long time. I can promise you there's going to be like new information in this class that I have just like, boom, so focused on right now. And let's do a little sneak peek. So I'm going to share my screen and we are looking here at the Fool card. So one of the ways that tarot is really cool, especially through the major arcana are like these very powerful archetypes that can teach us basically how to understand our learning experience through life. When you read the cards from the Fool all the way to the World card, it tells you the story of our journey, the hero's journey, and how he has to learn all of these basic concepts in order to really fully launch himself into the journey. And then the journey really begins and the change and the shift happens. And obviously in the end with the World card, it represents like the ascension and the culmination of, coming back home in a sense. And then each of the cards, so one way to learn the tarot is to learn the story of the hero's journey through each of the cards. And another way to learn the tarot is to focus on each card individually and look at all of the detailed messages found within all of the symbols in the tarot. And I'm talking specifically about the Rider-Waite tarot deck, which was specifically created using all of these ancient alchemical concepts and archetypes and symbols that are like found within every single card, and that are like there's an abundance of like symbolism. So today I just wanted to do a quick sort of storyline and then talk a little bit about one specific card. So basically we begin as the Fool, and this energy of like stepping into a new journey, stepping into a new experience. We have the blank slate, we have the beginner's mind, and we are so excited to like truly dive in and go on this journey. But before we can really truly know how to be in the world, we need to learn very important lessons. And so the first 7 cards after the tarot are those lessons. So we have to learn how to use our conscious power and our will to manifest, to literally bring what's in the divine realm, the realm of the mind, into the physical realm of the earth. We need to learn how to use the elements and what that means, but really our willpower and our softness to be that channel for the wisdom to flow through and be manifested in the material world. Then we need to learn all the concepts of Hermetic alchemy, the high priestess, and everything that the universe is made up of. We need to understand the laws of the universe and how the universe works so that we can actually learn to embody that energy. Then we need to learn what it truly means to birth things into the material world with the Empress, how to bring to life all of our ideas by using the alchemical magic. But we also need to learn to do it in this way that has reason as the backing of everything, that has a structure and that has an understanding that these are the rules and we have to play by the rules. Then we dive into the powerful, Hermetic schools, which is what the Hierophant represents. He represents the teacher, the high priest that shows us the way, the one that teaches us how to truly be fully devoted to the path of ascension and understanding our higher self. And he also brings us the message of how to truly be in relationship with others, how to love ourselves, how to love others, how to understand, and this is the Lover's card, how to understand that as we guide our conscious masculine awareness and will inwards towards the subconscious, but keeping that subconscious energy looking up towards the heavens, towards the divine, towards the sky, allowing the sun to shine bright, our soul to shine bright and be the focus of our attention. That's how we truly learn to be in relationship with ourselves, with others, and with the path of alchemy and alchemizing. And it is through this powerful frequency that we learn to make choices and we learn to discern in life. And these 7 cards that lead us into the Chariot are those sacred concepts that we absolutely must learn in order to really truly launch forward into our path. And so then we get to this beautiful card of the Chariot, which is the card that I wanted to kind of go into today. And it's a magical energy. The Chariot represents the Fool that has fully gone through school, right? It's like, okay, now we're ready. Like we went to the initiatic school and now we're ready to launch into our journey. This is about the departure of the hero on his grand adventure. And we are now equipped with the first 7 archetypal lessons. These are like the early stages of seeking balance in the world. And this is where the alchemy and the magic truly begins. And so this is a really powerful, symbolic frequency of us being centered and grounded both emotionally and mentally. And so I want to share with you some of the symbols of this card and show you how cool they are. So the Chariot card rules the sign of Cancer, which is the sign of the moon. And it's so interesting, like why would this card rule the energy of Cancer? And you can see that on his shoulders, he's got the 2 crescent moons, but they are also the comedy and tragedy faces of theater and art. And so what this means is that what this teaches us is about the cycles of the moon, and that we must understand these cycles. We must understand our emotions and our mood, and we have to create an equilibrium between mood and peace, or like happiness and joy, right? Comedy and tragedy. And when we are balanced in that center, that is what this Chariot, this hero card represents. There are other really beautiful energies here. This card also resembles both the divine world, and there's a lot of energy of balance here. So there's the divine, and then there's the earthly, the physical world. And that's represented by the canopy of stars on his chariot, and then also the earthly realm on the bottom, and the animal realm as well with the sphinxes. He also sits, and this is so cool because this is where sacred geometry comes in. His chariot is literally the shape of a cube. And those of you that have studied with me in the Moon Goddess training, that have extensively studied sacred geometry, know that the cube is very, very symbolic. The cube actually is the Merkaba. And the Merkaba is like the chariot of the divine. It is the mode by which we express ourselves in this physical time-space reality. The Merkaba is basically created by two tetrahedrons, one that points up and one that points down. So it's like the two triangles. It's like that double trinity energy that creates the number 6. That is the number that basically represents the cube. And it also represents our earthly existence. And that's how we have like the divine world and the physical world represented here, and how you have to take from the divine and bring it to this earthly plane, and also find a beautiful balance between the two. It's also really cool that this is card number 7, and 7 represents the 7 spiritual dimensions, the 7 stages of alchemy, the 7 chakras. I mean, the number 7 is a sacred number, but it's also a very sensitive and intuitive number. And that also ties into that energy of Cancer. The cool thing is that he's inside this chariot, and within the chariot, he is like protected, and he also has this armor. And that is representative of like, he's got all the tools in the belt for the journey that is coming ahead. So there's a lot more to go over, but that's just the sneak peek that I wanted to show you guys that I will be offering for this tarot masterclass. So I 100 recommend that you join the class, because it literally will be a powerful lesson in Hermetic alchemy, in astrology, and you will leave this class knowing so much more than the tarot. It's going to blow your mind. So I'm going to be doing a little sneak peek like this all throughout until the class starts, which starts on September 21st. We have a pay in full for $444 and then a 4-month payment plan of $111 a month. So it's totally affordable, you guys. And we did that on purpose so that it's available to more people. And like I said, it's going to be a 9-week course. And it's going to be so much information. I can't freaking wait. Class will be on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And there's going to be a replay for everything, for every single class. So you won't miss anything at all. And then you'll have access to those replays beyond the course. So freaking epic. Now, I would love to dive into, and thank you guys for letting me share that with you. This is such inspiring stuff for me and really activating. And I really feel myself like going into another dimension in my teaching, in my understanding. And it's just been a magical experience so far. So I can't even imagine what it's going to be like when we come together to talk about it and to share this information with me and Jason. And you guys have seen us together, and it's like magic when we come together. So here we go. We're going to switch over to the topic of this video, which is the human design transit of this beautiful full moon in Pisces that we are having. We have a question here. So if I pay for the course, I will have unlimited access forever. Yeah, technically, yes. I mean, I'm not planning on leaving the platform anytime soon. And if ever I switch platforms or anything like that, I've done that one time, and this is not going to happen. But what if I do, I give you access to like download the videos for yourself onto your own computer. So yes, you will have access to the course like indefinitely within the network that I use, which is Mighty Networks, which is also our beautiful global community. And it's the space where we host free classes and free courses and lots of events. And I also host all of my courses and the Moon Goddess training. Thank you, Raven. Great question. It is everything all in one place. Okay, so what is the powerful energy of this full moon? Well, first of all, we have the moon on the 37th gate. And yesterday we talked about the gene key, the 37th gene key. And it was like one of the most beautiful energies that I've ever read. It talked about Christ consciousness. It talked about like the family and like how we're moving towards this like beautiful, like global family and global community, and how the 37th gene key moves from the shadow of weakness to the gift of equality and to the city of tenderness. And that tenderness really gets rid of all of these sort of boundaries and ideas of what we think family is and takes us into like the true essence of what family is. So if you missed yesterday's broadcast, you can watch it. It was just the video of last night where I went into all of the astrological understanding and the gene key of this full moon. But this is where this moon is happening at. And so in the human design chart, where is the 37th gate? It is a gate that is found in the solar plexus center. And the solar plexus center in human design refers to our emotions. It is the most powerful center in human design. It is where we are evolving towards this powerful awareness of our emotional flow and the power of our emotions to really connect us to God and the divine and our true essence here on this earthly plane as a humanity. In 2027, the raves are going to start coming in, and they are going to be solar plexus centered and really have this energy refined to a point where it is going to be mutative but evolutionary, powerfully evolutionary and shifting for all of humanity. And so the solar plexus has to do with the emotional wave that goes up and then goes down and then comes back to neutral. And these waves, if you have a defined solar plexus, you have emotional authority. And this means that this is how you make decisions. You have to wait for the wave that I just described to pass so that you, from that place of neutrality and sort of reason and intellect, you can make the decision that came through the wisdom of the emotions. Do you see like the connection between the masculine and the feminine like coming together in this really beautiful way? And it just so happens that this full moon, the sun is actually on the 40th gate. And you can see that right over here. So the sun is on the 40 and the moon is on the 37, and it's line 2. And don't let me forget to talk about what line 2 is, because it's a really beautiful frequency. And so this actually completes this channel, which is the 4037. And this is called the channel of community. And I'll get to it in a moment, but I just want to describe the frequency of the centers that are defined during this full moon that will also be defined for all of us. So the 40th gate is in the ego center, or it's also called the heart center. And it's not about emotions. It's actually about willpower and the ability to prove yourself, bite through things, create, like actually bring and manifest into the world through your willpower. And it's in a sense, that's a very masculine energy. You could say that the will center is a very masculine force, and that the solar plexus center is a very feminine force, just from the connections of like willpower versus like emotional receptivity. And having these two centers defined, having the ego center defined specifically, means that we also will feel like we can actually prove ourselves, and we will feel like we have more willpower and like that backing energy to go do the things that we want to do. And what are those things that we want to do? Well, collectively, this is called the channel of community. And it's also part of the tribal circuit, the tribal ego circuit, which is actually all about a foundation for the material world. That it's about maintaining the well-being and the growth of the community, that is focused around this tribal heart, that is trying to find balance between work and rest, that it's happiest when working in groups, that it needs to place material value on itself, whatever they have to offer, that it needs community and family, that it is concerned with having enough food, enough money or affection, with actually like providing. The ego center is about providing for the community. And these two gates happen to be the sun and the moon opposing each other. And so they really activate and highlight this beautiful frequency for us. So speaking of these gates, now I want to go into detail about each one of them. So the 37th gate is known as the gate of friendship. And one of the descriptive words of the 37th gate is called the family. These are people who need recognition through family or community. And this means all of us are going to feel this. And collectively, we're all going to feel this. That's how beautiful this frequency is inviting us to embody. These are people who actually hold a family or community together. Through their friendly nature, they ensure that harmony is maintained within our communities and families. They are natural nurturers. People with this gate always need their friendships to be built upon some sort of bargain. There are many types of bargains, but this can be as simple as a person working while the other looks after the children. Because these people constantly follow the emotional wave, they also have to constantly adjust the bargain between themselves and others. As long as this dynamic is upheld, they can be very loyal people. The 37 represents the distributor within the family, while the 40 represents the provider. Thus, these two themes are deeply reliant upon a clear bargain. Now, the 40th gate is called the gate of aloneness, and another descriptive phrase for it is deliverance. These are people who need to balance work and rest. One of the three gates of aloneness, the 40, the 33rd, and the 12th, this is the gate of denial. These people are always sought after in life for the ability to work hard within a community, family, or business. Traditionally, this is the hexagram of the breadwinner. However, this gate is in the ego center, of which a major theme is rest. These people therefore have to let everyone know where their boundaries lie and how much they are willing to give of themselves, as well as what they expect in return. They can be very firm in denying other people access to their willpower. Their time alone is extremely important to them. The 40 needs to be massaged by the understanding and loyalty of the 37 in order to get to work. If the bargain is clear, the 37 will always accommodate the 40's need for aloneness and rest while supporting them during the process. Now, since we will all feel this transit of this channel of community fully defined, this is what the bigger theme of this full moon is. The channel of community is the design of a part seeking a whole. The quick reference theme is the purpose of your life is to discover where you belong in the grand scheme of things and then to live that out instead of trying to figure out where you fit in. Wait to see which people or communities invite you in. So the community is such a huge part of this full moon. We are, in a sense, searching. And because it's a full moon, which is also a completion energy, we are sort of going to see the revelation. It is going to be revealed to us where we fit in. That's literally what this is saying. This is also a mystical channel. It's the glorious and the profane, the channel of tribal spirituality. Like what? That's insane. This is also the channel of marriage and contract. This channel represents the marriage contract and the family, and it's the foundation of any community. It is all about finding the right allies to bond with in order to create harmony in the community. These people need to see that all their relationships in life have to be based on the principle of fairness. If the bargains they make with their loved ones or colleagues are not maintained in a clear and open way, the bond will break down. These people have to keep a natural balance in all the aspects of their lives. For example, the practical provision of food, a regular sex life, time off for pleasure, and a balanced working life. People with this channel always want to know where and how they fit into the community. And on a mystical level, when they fit into the bigger picture, which is what their true purpose is. Like the 1949, which is another channel, this channel is rooted in touch, which means that these people need to become friends with those they do business with. They need to have, this is so beautiful, they need to have direct contact with others rather than, for example, telephone contact. They should never enter into any deal with someone they have not physically met. So how beautiful is that? We are all going to feel this powerful channel activated within us. And the last thing to talk about is the fact that this is on the second line. So when you go to, this is all about tribal connection. The planet glyphs, you get to see what line this moon is happening in. And it's happening in line 2. And I know this line really well because I'm a 2-4. My profile is a 2-4. And the line 2 in human design is known as the hermit. And in the gene keys, it's known as the dancer. And the hermit in human design is about having these sort of natural gifts. So I feel like this full moon is inviting us to just naturally express this energy of like tribal sacred love of the tribe and of the community in a very, very natural way that comes through very naturally. It's not something that can be forced, right? 2 lines cannot force anything. Things just come naturally out of them, and it's the things that they truly love. And our job when we're dealing with a second line is to just be in the flow, is to allow ourselves to just channel the frequency, like channel the energy, and you don't have to do anything. People will notice it. And they will come to you and ask you to like express that even further. The dancer in the gene keys, which is the second line in the gene keys, is also about dancing your way through life and making it look so good that everyone's like, how do you do that? And it's so natural and easy to you that you don't even think that it's anything. You don't even see it as a gift. And that's the beauty. I think this moon is really bringing us into this message that you will know, like, if the community is, if the tribe is there, if you're at the right, with the right people in the right groups, you will know. And there's nothing that we really have to do other than just let it show us, like, let the universe, let the flow of life carry us through this like beautiful frequency. That's going to be the most powerful thing that you can give yourself during this moon, is just be your natural self and allow this like energy of the channel of community to really just flow through you, and how you express that naturally within yourself. So we're definitely going to feel like we have a little bit more willpower to provide, to give and to sort of bargain with other people. And we're also going to need to make sure that we are paying attention to our emotional flow and that we are not taking into consideration our emotions, and that we take our time to really feel what we're feeling and not jump to any conclusions. It's also important to rest, to give ourselves times to rest as we need it, and really watch the magic of this channel of community unfold in our lives. So that's my spiel on this freaking epic full moon in Pisces. So if you have a undefined ego and an undefined heart center, or undefined ego and undefined solar plexus, these two will feel as if defined during this full moon. So I don't have either of those defined. And so for me, this is going to be good. It's like a boost of willpower, like a boost of drive and like motivation. And I'm all about that. And it's also inviting us to just flow through it and not try to force anything too, which is also interesting. Like these two opposing dualistic forces expressing themselves here at the same time. It's really beautiful. And if you have this channel defined, this energy is just going to get magnified for you. It's going to be enhanced. It's going to be a big theme that comes through and says, hey, focus on this aspect of you. If you have just one or the other defined, meaning the 40 or the 37, again, the channel is going to be complete. So we're going to feel the fullness of the energy, but you might feel it also stronger in one or the other, depending on which gate you have defined. So I always recommend that you look at your chart and that you dive into these, this beautiful, contemplation and energy of community. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I hope that you really enjoyed this message and that you please share it out on social media with your friends. It's a really beautiful frequency that this moon is bringing. I invite you to come join us at the Pisces full moon celebration and sacred ritual that we will be having tomorrow in the global community at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. It is free to join the event. All you have to do is create your account in our global community. There's links to everything below, and find the event. There's an events tab and RSVP, add it to your calendar, and that's it. And then just show up because it's a Zoom event. Everything has already been created for it. It's super easy to navigate. And again, this is where we're going to host our tarot masterclass. If you missed the beginning of this video, make sure you watch it because I dove into and gave another sneak peek into what I'm going to be bringing to the table for our tarot masterclass. So, thank you guys for being here. I hope you have an amazing full moon in Pisces, and I will see you tomorrow at our full moon celebration. Sat Nam, and I'll see you guys next time.